Hi, I want to show you how to rapidly take diagrams with Graphviz and Visual Studio Code. Graphviz is an open source visualization software turning text into pictures. Why I find this useful is because when I'm diagramming or showing somebody collaborating or mind mapping or whiteboarding with somebody, I really don't want to worry about the traditional things that you do in like Visio, where you have to worry about placing objects or moving objects around because suddenly a box is on top of another box or what have you, right? I want the ideas to be primary and the look of the thing to almost be secondary, right? With Graphviz is a text-based language that will take your graph and figure out the optimal where to place to put the the nodes, right, the circles, right, and how to draw them when a circle connects to another circle, right? You can download it at graphviz.org. This is available for Windows and Mac and Linux, as you see here. What's really powerful is using this with Visual Studio Code. And the extension, the Graphviz language support for Visual Studio Code, available at this URL, or you could just search for it in your extensions toolbar here. So now I want to show you how quick that can be by simulating mind mapping with a group, a large group. We happen to be talking about Star Trek, right? So a Graphviz diagram is there's two types of Graphviz diagrams. There's a digraph and there's a regular old graph, right? We're gonna play with the digraph now because I like digraph means arrows. It's a directional graph. Arrows point to other nodes. So let's start now. Let's put up the preview. All right, open the preview to the side. Come on. Open it. You have to save the file. Presentation dot. All right, now let's open that preview to the side. Okay, we got an empty graph right now. So we're talking about Star Trek, right? And somebody says, well, of course, the Enterprise is in Star Trek, right? Enterprise is in Star Trek, right? So someone else said, what happens when we think about the Enterprise? What do we think about Captain Kirk? Well, no, we think about Picard, right? Notice that this has created both three nodes in our graph, right? These are unconnected to each other right now because we're just brainstorming, right? We're just thinking about things, right? Who else is on the Enterprise? Archer, Captain Enterprise, right? So we see all these relate to each other, right? This is how in Graphviz you point a node at another node. It's just a circle. And I can, each entry here, each word is a node, right? Whether it's a single item here, like Kirk, or whether it's in a list of things, right? Like this list here. So Kirk was captain of the Enterprise, yeah, but turns out there was a bunch of enterprises, right? So note that one occurrence of an item means that there is only there's one enterprise node, and Graphviz is smart enough to know that when we say enterprise here, we're talking about this one node here. There are ways if I have to create multiple enterprise nodes that say enterprise, I can force Graphviz to create what looks like to humans two different circles as both the enterprise. But for right now, we're talking about the name of enterprise, which has three different things going on. Well, A through J, right? And the original. So this is what someone in the audience says, wait, Kirk was captain of only one enterprise, and this graph makes no longer sense, right? So Kirk, in fact, was captain of the Enterprise, Kirk to Enterprise, the original, and A, right? So this graph is starting to get too horizontally large. So left, right. We're going to tell Graphviz to organize it from left to the right instead of top bottom, which is its default, right? So we can see here, we now, since we've established that we want a relationship from captains to ships, right, we can do the same thing for Picard, right, and the same thing for Archer. Oh wait, we missed an Enterprise, right? NX 01. I bet that we'll need quotes for that, right? NX 01, right? Did that work out? We need a comma here, right? So we're starting to see that we care a lot about relationships, or we've got the ships and we've got some of their relationships with captains, right? So someone who says, well, we got TNG, right? All right, we got the next generation, right? Someone else says, yeah, we have DS9 too, and what about Voyager and Discovery and the animated show, because of that one nerd in the corner brings up the animated show, of course. And we've got the, these are the stories. The new episode from Pike, right? So we've got all these shows. Yep. And I'm Enterprise. And that should be it, right? Looks right to me. Pretty sure. Watch me be wrong on video, but you know, I think this is right. So we're now kind of, so it turns out we're kind of categorizing TV at this point, right? We've got ships in fictional ships in a universe, and we got fictional captains in a universe, and we have TV shows that exist in the real world. These things are kind of not like each other, but a little bit, right? You can create subgraphs in Graphviz, right? We got TV or shows, right? And in the shows we have, well, Enterprise is technically a show. We got Discovery. It's a show and a starship, right? TNG, DS9, Voyager. Oh, these are shows, all of them. I'm gonna put them just all in the subgraph. Whack. All right, so now we in fact have a situation where we need to make a difference between Enterprise and TV show. Oh, how is that wrong? In fact, look, here we have a situation where we have the TV show is the same name as the starship, right? So we actually need to create a new label for Enterprise TV, and in the graph we can talk about Enterprise TV as the show, and Enterprise the starship is the ship. So look, we have Enterprise and Enterprise, right? So we can continue on. This does need, we need to have a single line for that node definition, right? And here is how we do that special label, right? So we've got these clusters of shows, right? And we've got a subgraph cluster of ships, right? So we've got all these, and they're now all in this box, right? So we've also got these starship captains, right? Since it looks like the brainstorming has gone down this road of where if we're now classifying things, right? We got Kirk, we got Picard, we got Archer, we got Cisco, Janeway, Pike, etc. Right? So we've got, and we know that Archer is the captain of the NX-01. Picard is the captain of the E and the D. Kirk is the A, and so on and so forth. In fact, we might want to make it obvious about, more obvious about what when a thing is not called Enterprise, maybe, right? So we say Enterprise. We say Enterprise, and we say box, right? We're going to label families or ships. Family is different than single ships differently than others, right? For some reason, the brainstorming has led us down this direction, right? We have the Defiant, right, which is a ship by its own self, right? We have the Voyager, which is also a ship by its own self, right? We have the Discovery. Right, and you can see how quickly we turned this into a bunch of boxes. Ah, look at that. Discovery is both a TV show and a ship also. That's why it behaved the way it did, right? TV label equals Discovery. Discovery TV, right? So here we go. We're kind of, somebody says, well, Picard, Shatner plays Picard, or Kirk, right? And Brooks plays Cisco, right? So we're starting to have actors that are associated with their characters, and we could also say Picard is first officer is Riker, right? And Kirk first officer is Spock, and Archer to Paul, right? If that's correct, how you spell your name, whatever. So you see, we're starting to create quite a graph here, and we've done this very easily and very quickly, without a lot of fiddling with oh, this should be a box, this should be a graph. Oh, how does this line work, right? We've all done this very quickly in Graphviz, and we've seen it draw ourselves with the live preview here with the Visual Studio Code that does extension that does Graphviz support. And I hope this has been interesting for everyone to think about mind mapping with this great tool that allows us to go very quickly about collaborating and showing others how to do this graph work. Thank you very much.